Hey guys, Neely here, and I am popping in real quick to talk to you a little bit about what's going on with me and my adrenal fatigue issues, and just kind of give you an update on all that and what I'm doing and how I'm feeling. I talked to you last time about this issue, I think about 4 weeks ago when I first got diagnosed or kind of had the idea that that was my issue from some blood tests that my doctor did. And before before that, I wasn't having a lot of symptoms like you would expect with adrenal fatigue. I wasn't having a ton of fatigue. My mood was good. I was doing pretty well, but my doctor said that she just thought that because of the test results I had, my sodium and potassium levels were off or something like that. She said it seems like your body is just working really hard and it's actually keeping up with keeping your mood and your sleep and your energy steady, but it's working too hard. So my body's doing a good job, but it's stressed. So adrenal stress, whatever. But I decided after finding out about that, I decided to go off coffee, and because I knew that that wasn't good for adrenal issues. So I did go off coffee right away, and I thought, maybe it'll take a week and my energy will get back to where it was pre giving up coffee. And it has been 4 weeks now, and still my energy is not back up to where it was. So that shows me that my body was using the coffee and the caffeine to prop myself up quite a bit, and that my body was relying on that a lot. So that has been a little bit frustrating to be taking all these steps towards better health and better energy, but actually for the last 4 weeks I felt worse than I did before. So that's been kind of frustrating, and part of the reason why I haven't been on a whole lot, just because I have been struggling with my energy, and I've been tempted to go back to coffee just to get my normal life back, but I don't want to undo all the work that I've done, and I know in the long run that it'll be good. And just in the last week or so, I have had more good days than bad days, and several days where I didn't feel like I needed a nap, like today specifically, I felt really good. So I'm encouraged about that, and it's enough to keep me going. I have drank some oolong tea a few times, and that has a little bit of caffeine. It's hard to know exactly how much, but it shouldn't be a ton. And that seems to be fine. And I've had days where I drink it and I feel good, and I've had days where I don't drink it and I feel good. So I don't feel like I'm dependent on it or anything. So, anyways, I have been digging more into adrenal health information and trying to get that figured out. I mean, now that my energy is low and I've been feeling not as good, it's really motivated me even more to do whatever I can to fix the issues that are going on. And from everything I read, if your adrenals are stressed, your body is going to put the brakes on losing weight. And so that could very much explain why I haven't been able to lose any weight for the last almost a year since Renee was born. Um, so I think it's good to make it my top priority to figure out whatever I can to get these my adrenals healthy and functioning the way they should. So I told you in my last video about this, the supplements that my doctor gave me. There's an adrenal supplement, Drenamine, something like that. That's a natural food-based supplement. I'm taking that. And then various other supplements that she recommended based on my lab results. I was low in zinc and low in iron. So I'm taking those, and that seems to be going fine. And that I've been doing for about the last 4 weeks since my appointment. And I have another appointment coming up in a couple of weeks. So I will see, I'll get kind of talk to her about how things are going. I got interrupted there for a little bit, but I am back. And so I told you all about the supplements that I'm doing, and I have my appointment coming up in a couple of weeks with my doctor, and I'll get weighed at the doctor. I haven't weighed myself. Um, for the last 4 weeks. She weighed me when I was there before and said, just don't weigh yourself until the next time you come in. So that'll be 6 weeks total, which it hasn't been difficult for me. I don't feel like I've really lost or gained anything. It just feels like I'm about the same. So that wasn't difficult to not weigh. But the other thing that I'm doing that I wanted to talk to you about, I just got this book in the mail yesterday, and I am already about a third of the way through it. And it is very good so far, and I think it'll be very helpful. The basics of the diet aspect, it lines up really well with THM, so it's no problem just incorporating some of these techniques into my THM diet. But basically, he talks about carb cycling and how if you eat carbs at certain times of the day in certain amounts, it can help restore your cortisol rhythm. He calls it your cortisol slope because it's supposed to start high in the morning and then gradually get lower throughout the day and then be low in the evening, and that helps you be able to go to sleep. And when you eat carbs, it lowers your cortisol. So basically, you start out the day with a low carb breakfast, and then you have a small serving of carbs at lunch, and then the largest serving of carbs at dinner. And he's got all the measurements in here for serving sizes. It's still not a high carb diet by any means. It's pretty still moderate to lower carb compared to like the standard American diet. But when you time your carbs like that, it's supposed to help restore your cortisol rhythm. And I've been doing that last couple of days, not perfectly because I'm still working on the books and I'm still learning all the details, but I kind of have adopted that pattern of a little bit of carbs at lunch and a little more at dinner. And it does seem to be helping so far. So I'm going to keep up with that and see how it affects my energy levels. Let's see. There are also a lot of other things in the book. That's not the only thing. There's lifestyle stuff and supplements that he recommends. So I'm still getting to all that, and I will let you know if there's anything else I add to my diet. But basically, in doing this adrenal reset diet with THM, what it kind of looks like is an S breakfast, like a S helper lunch, and either a crossover or an E dinner. I've been doing crossover dinners because that has helped me stay more satisfied, and I feel like it's better to just eat a meal and stay satisfied than to eat a meal and then be hungry and thinking about food constantly for the next 3 hours, which I absolutely hate. And right now, emails just are not cutting it for me. And I think I have a feeling that part of my adrenal issues have come from eating too much S on THM. It's really easy for me to get into an S rut and to stay low carb, and I'll do full S days here and there. And I think that has been a problem for me with my adrenals. And he gives a lot of good reasons in the book why low carb is not helpful long term, and how actually people on lower carb diets tend to have higher blood sugar than people on moderate carb diets, and oftentimes adding carbs to your diet can help you lower blood sugar. And I have noticed that personally and experienced that for sure. And so to have someone else talk about it and kind of give reasons for it was really cool, because I was like, that is totally what I've experienced. And it's totally counterintuitive, but there are mechanisms in the body that make it, and when you understand those, it makes sense. So anyways, this book has been really, really helpful, and it's helping me tweak my THM diet to, serve me better, and just making sure I do the carbs at lunch and dinner. It's helping me get carbs in every day when I wasn't doing that before. And having a crossover at dinner is helpful because sometimes I'll eat a snack later and I'm usually in S mode, and then it's time for dinner and I don't want to stack fuels. So then I just end up eating another S meal. But since I'm doing crossovers at dinner, it doesn't really matter. I can just do the crossover, whether and not have to worry about stacking fuels. So I'm just doing whatever I can to get the carbs in. And right now that means crossovers, and I may change it and try to do some e-meals later on. But that's what's working for me right now, and it does seem to be helping. So I'm going to keep that up, and I'll let you know how that goes for me and any other cool stuff that I learn from reading this book. And I will put the link to this book from Amazon down below, and you can go check it out and see if it's something that you might want to incorporate. Just good information. I'm always trying to read and continue to learn and tweak things and just find what my body needs, because I have not found it yet. I've done a lot of stuff, and I'm still working on it. So I love to pass on whatever I come across, and so far this seems really good. There is a quiz, an adrenal quiz that you can take to kind of see where you fall as far as your adrenal health, and it's in the book, but then I believe it is also online, so I'll look for that and put a link to that down below if I can find it, so you can kind of take the quiz and see where you're at and see if this might be something that might help you. Let's see. I think that's it. If I think of anything else, I'll just make another video. I do want to talk about one other thing on another video, because I have also incorporated some amino acid supplements, and that's a video for another time. But there's a book called The Diet Cure that I read a long time ago, and the amino acid supplements you can't take when you're pregnant or nursing, so that has been the majority of my time for the last 5 years. And since now I'm not pregnant or nursing, I've been taking some of those amino acid supplements, and they've been helping a lot. So I'm going to do another video on that at some point soon. But if you're curious about it, you can check out either The Mood Cure or The Diet Cure by Julia Ross, and that's lots of great information. I'll go ahead and put that link down below as well to it on Amazon. And once I